You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you with another Let's Play episode of Far Beyond the World. So, where we left off, we had just seen Ranok just a little tiny bit naked, and he covered himself up, and we ate some delicious breakfast together, and now he's taking a shower, and we are staring at him. Okay then. Anyway, guys, let's jump right back into it. Sit back and enjoy the video. Oh, and just so you guys know, thanks to Sedge, I might be doing some more interviews with game devs who are working on other visual novels. So, that's just something to stay tuned for. Might take a little while to get that done, but it'll be on this channel soon. Okay, yeah. That embarrassment changes to outright horror as I see him undo his underwear. Cloth dropping to the floor with a soft flop and exposing his taut butt cheeks. He's being too diligent. I quickly drag the chair to the left, causing a loud wooden creak, which draws Ranok's attention. Don't turn around! I stop him before he can accidentally flash me again. Sorry. My gaze is drilled into the wall, separating kitchen from the bedroom, but I can still see him moving in my peripheral vision, dangling over the bowl, leaving no room for imagination as to what he's actually washing. I shield myself from the view with my hand and stay like that until the wolf sits back at the table. I'm glad I've washed first. Oh. I mumble in annoyance. I wouldn't want to splash myself with his baldy. Oh my god. What an image. Oh my god. I love this. Oh my god. Kind of you to wait. But as I said, this is more for you than myself. I regard the male as he pushes the plate towards me. I'd like to share. I won't be able to eat all this anyway. I look around the room to find some utensils, but it didn't seem like there were any on display. Excuse me. Something wrong? The wolf asks, seeing my gaze wandering around the room. How do we eat? You have fingers, don't you? He chuckles, tucking one egg into his paw and shoving it into his muzzle. I grimace at the idea of having yolk dripping all over my hands and face. Sure, maybe he can swallow an egg whole with his massive jaw, but I would not be able to do that. I grab a slice of toast and break off a piece, using it to dip into the yolk. That way I don't risk splattering it all over myself. La-di-da. The wolf scoffs at my eating. Guess I was right about you being a noble after all. He winks, to which I only roll my eyes, enjoying the meal. The toast is amazing and pairs perfectly with the creamy yolk. It is definitely a familiar sensation, something I had to enjoy before. I pull off a little bit of pork to sandwich between two pieces of toast, dipping it all into the eggs. Damn, this is quite good. It's almost as if I'm discovering flavors of foods anew. As I fashion another such bite, I notice the wolf looking at me with a curious smile. Instead of eating it myself, I instinctively offer the piece to him, which catches the wolf by surprise. Again, I hear the swinging of the tail and my smile widens. Palty, good lord. Ranok opens his muzzle and gently takes the food from my hand, careful not to bare his fangs at me. I struggle to contain a blush as his lips delicately envelop my fingers, and I notice my left leg begin twitching in rhythm of his wagging. Not bad. He smacks his lips with a cheeky grin. I laugh quietly and go back to eating. My thoughts wander off as we sit there in silence. Ranok is really kind and supportive, but there's something about him I can't put my finger on. Everyone's really cautious about me. You're the only one taking this in strides. It's just the way I am. He shrugs with a weak smile. Maybe, but you've been extremely friendly towards me. I'm always friendly. He smiles, gulping another egg in one bite. No one's always friendly. I look at him with a knowing gaze. He's hiding something, and if we are to have an open conversation, I want him to be honest. He looks to the side with a sigh, scratching his chin. Ranok? I say pleadingly, but the wolf still avoids looking at me. At the very beginning, just before you untied me, you said to Vol that you need me to trust you. Why? Still nothing. I want to trust you, I do, but you also must trust me in turn. Why do you care so much about me? It's not just your coming-of-age ceremony, is it? There's something you're not telling me. You're more perceptive than I hoped. Not sorry to disappoint you in that regard. Ugh. I muttered defiantly, ripping off another piece of toast. He scoots over ever so slightly, enough, however, to draw my attention to it. The day before my ceremony, I prayed to the ancestors, and to Aluna. I asked them for clarity and guidance, to know if they approve of my vision for the future of our tribe. Your vision? What do you mean by that? Before long, I will become the next chief, and that will mean I'll have to stay here until I'll be laid to rest beneath my tree. Before that happens, I want to see the world, to explore and experience it for myself, so that I can learn and become better than my father and all those who came before him. How do you know you'll be the next chief? Is it hereditary like a monarchy? I asked, dipping the toast in yolk and chewing on it idly. Not precisely. Technically, the chief is elected by the Howl. The Howl? Howl's Moving Castle? It's the gathering of the prominent tribal leaders. They are called upon to make important decisions like choosing a chief or advising him on hard issues. So they're like a parliament then? Kinda. He looks at me with slight amusement. You're quite well informed. Yeah, well, not about the things that actually matters. I mumbled, picking up some bacon. If it's elective, though, how do you know you'll be the next chief? Because my father has made me his heir. In order for the Howl to choose someone else, there would have to be a challenger. Oh, foreshadowing. He dons a wide, proudful smile. And I am pretty much safe in that regard. There's no one who could seriously challenge me and hope to win. Oh, come on. This is really just setting that up. This is setting up that fall from grace. Prideful attitude. Vulgar could. I say cheekily, buying another piece of toast dipped in yolk. He narrows his eyes at me with a smirk. Fool doesn't want to be the chief. Lucky you. I continued to tease him. I could take him down, you know. He says defiantly through a grin, and I just flash my brows. I could, the wolf growls playfully as his tail wags. If you say so. I finally chuckle, seeing his mild indignation. So, you want to become a better leader. That's understandable. But how will traveling help you accomplish that? My people are dying out, holding on to an antiquated way of life. They're trying to preserve a piece of a world that no longer exists, while the rest of Avalon seeks to build a better future together. I might not trust the Tigers, but the Alliance of Tigaron has kept the continent at peace for centuries. Well, for the most part. I roll my eyes. You did kind of go to war over, Ranok flicks his tail in annoyance, giving me a stern look. He obviously finds the subject irritating. I wish you didn't treat it so lightly. That war was an outcry of a species who simply would not roll over and die. It was our last-ditch attempt to prove to the rest of Avalon that we are still here and that we are to be treated with respect. His words are empty. I snort. Respect. What about the tiger who paid with his life for a simple mistake? Where was respect in that? You said yourself you would have killed me if... Stop. He cuts me off with a pleading tone, but I can't stop. Not after he admitted that I would pay with my life for any potential damage to his tree. No! Where would you respect me in killing me over something so silly like a damn tree? Oh, don't say it like that! I finished my unexpected rant, my heart rattled enough to even make me wonder what the hell just happened. Ranok takes a deep sigh, looking at me with a hurt expression. I can clearly see he doesn't want to even consider a possibility of having to kill me, but that thought will always stay with me. Those trees aren't silly. Yes, I know, they're graves or something, but you won't bring back the dead by killing the living. He looks at me with a painful expression, almost as if he pitied me in my ignorance. Without the name trees, our souls are condemned to the final darkness. We're gone the moment we draw our last breath. Final darkness? Death. So you don't believe in an afterlife? He scoffs, looking at me as if I were a naive child. There is no life after. This world is all there is. Once your light is extinguished, the final darkness falls upon you, and that is that. Despite the fact that the main character was fucking isekai'd into another world. I cringe at the description, feeling almost familiar with it, as if I lived it, if one can live through death. That's why the trees are important. They allow us to cheat death, if only for a little while. And you believe that? I did just get up like an hour ago, so at least the yawning is easily explained. I know that. You can't know for certain what happens after death. I scoff. I understand the significance of name trees, but it's still just a belief. Killing people because of your faith is wrong, regardless what you believe in. Especially if, according to you, you condemn them to oblivion. He sighs in resignation, looking away from me. Perhaps you will never understand. An awakened moment of silence falls over us. An awkward moment of silence falls over us as we sit there uncomfortably. I almost want to laugh at the absurdity of it all. I'm sitting in this strange cabin with a talking wolf, debating afterlife and ethics of capital punishment. But at this point, I decide to simply roll with the punches. Was it really worth it, going to war? No war is worth the strife it causes. But we did prove our point, and Tigeron left us alone. So far, the Tigers seem to be more level-headed in all of this. Maybe. Ranok shrugs, finally facing me. But it weren't the Tigers who got robbed of their land. It's not their people and culture that began vanishing over the centuries. Perhaps that's why they can afford their moral high ground. Beware the wounded wolf. Huh? He looks at me surprised, and I simply shrug. It's just an expression, I think. The wolf laughs awkwardly at the remark. I'm not sure if he took it the right way. The past is the past. No point fretting over it. Maybe. Although, as someone who can't even remember the day before yesterday, I can perfectly understand the need to hold on to the past, or whatever's left of it. I pull my knees up onto the chair, wrapping my arms around them. But I can also see your point. We cannot change the past, and it shouldn't define us. At the end of the day, I'm still here, for the most part. I don't know if my memory is all that important in the grand scheme of things. All I really want to do now is to move forward. I don't want to be a kid lost in a cabin in the woods forever. Yeah. He smiles, looking at me with an almost proud expression. And neither should my people. Which is why we essentially are, a bunch of wolves stuck inside their cabins in the woods. The only way to move forward for them is to join the other kin in their endeavor. That's what I want to do as chief. He pumps out his chest with a proud expression, which draws a smile from me. It's nice to see someone so determined and confident, someone who has their life and goals all figured out. I think it's a good policy. Oh? United we stand, divided we fall. He narrows his brows with a cheeky smile. Look at you, quoting wisdom out of nowhere like a shaman. I laugh. I have no idea where all this comes from. My mind is as blank as it was, but there are echoes of things coming to me at just the right moments. Perhaps I am one? A joke, drawing a laugh from the wolf. He bops me with his shoulder and I chuckle, glad the tension between us has dissipated. I'm not even sure what caused it in the first place. That anger I felt came out of nowhere. Anyway, in order to achieve all that, I actually need to see what's happened beyond our borders. If I want to unite my tribe with the rest of Avalon, I need to see what Avalon became. And I can start this quest by bringing you home. I smile, seeing him so serious. I cannot help but ruin the moment. So, in a way, you simply see me as your ticket out of here. I ticket? He blinks, and as the silence settles, it's clear he doesn't understand the word. Fuck. Do I? An excuse? I propose, and he thinks it over, eventually nodding reluctantly. Yes, in a way I do. But there's more to that. And I asked the ancestors for a path. A path other than what the tribe would normally allow me. A path that would lead me to places none of our wolves ever visited before. And then I found you. He smiles, placing a paw on my hand. A human, with no humans around for thousands of miles. At that moment I knew you are the path I wished for. Not only did the ancestors answer my prayer, they also gave me a sign that my plan for our tribe has their full support. And the first step on my journey to become a worthy chief is to deliver you back to your own people. I look away at the window, lost in thought. This explains a lot of his endeavor, why he's so familiar and friendly, but I remain unconvinced. Sure, all this is quite a coincidence, but at the same time, I'm not a path. I'm just a lost person in the woods that are just asleep and waiting to finally wake up. Well, I'm glad it's you who found me. I truly am. Had it been vulgar, I would not be sitting here having this conversation, that's for sure. I still don't agree I am a path, but at least I understand what you want your path to be. And I will gladly walk it with you. I smile, happy to know I'll have him as a companion on my way home. If I remember where home is. You'll never go back. My heart sinks to my stomach as a feeling of utter defeat overtakes me. What is it? The wolf asks with concern, seeing my sudden mood swing. I'm just worried. He smiles at me, ruffling my hair. First, we need to get your memories back. In the meantime, just enjoy yourself. Granted, you're nice and all, but I can't enjoy myself when I feel as if I was born yesterday. I grumble, looking down at the food slightly resigned. That's because you're not allowing yourself to. Stressing over this won't make it go away any faster. His paw reaches up to my chin, lifting it up so that I meet his eyes. You lost your memory. Nothing can be done about that. And I? He grimaces in a playful way. I broke our laws by bringing you here. Can't change that either. Those things are beyond our control now, but we can control how we deal with them. From now on, things can only get clearer. Isn't it all exciting? He grins, voice full of confidence and pure thrill. I can hear his tail swings widen, brushing every few moments against the chair. And just like that, the odd feeling of dread that he had held me down is simply banished, gone without a trace. I sigh with a thankful smile. I guess you're right. Of course I am. He laughs. A week ago, I was just going about my boring daily life, and now I'm having breakfast with a human. He leans in. What are the odds? His teasing whisper draws a reluctant laugh from me. A week ago? What a concept. Just think about it. What does your compass tell you? I pause to really consult my inner feelings. Even though I don't remember my life, I know it was nowhere near as crazy as this. I finally reply with a chuckle. See? That's a good thing, right? I finally nod through a smile, eating up another piece of yolked bread. I guess this is an adventure of sorts, something out of the ordinary, and if that's the case, I'm glad to share it with him. Somehow this wolf makes me feel as if I could face anything as long as I have him at my side. Also, his reaction suggests to me he was never lonely before I showed up. He pretty much revels in my company, despite me not being the easiest of guests or cheeriest of people. Then again, from what I had heard so far, I can't blame him. The lifestyle feels more like something suited for a penal colony than anything else. No wonder he finds my company so enticing. We continue eating our meal in silence for a while, Ranok clearly just enjoying himself while I contemplate this whole situation. I realize that the shadow that stalks the recesses of my mind isn't even there when the wolf is around. It's almost as if Ranok banishes it completely. He has this uncanny ability to calm me down, even if it doesn't make any sense. It's a very comforting thing. Thank you, again, for saving me. Don't mention it. I nod quietly. I don't think he quite realizes what I meant. He saved me in more than just one way. Without him, I don't think I would be able to deal with all this as well as I do. I recline comfortably into the chair, just enjoying the warmth of the hearth, but it doesn't last too long. Ranok, it's me! Get decent! We can hear Varissa's muffled voice from behind the door. I look at the male, confused. Did she also walk in on him in the past? It's her cue. Hide. Oh. I nod in understanding and rush back into the bedroom. I close the doors behind me, putting my ear against the wooden planks. Come in. I hear Varissa enter the cabin, accompanied by a set of heavy footsteps. I assume it's Vul. The sound of the other doors closing barely reaches my ear when I am pushed away with the force of the bedroom door swinging open. Oh, shh! I am squished into the wall, struggling to keep the doors from crushing me. Where is he? Here, I mutter as the doors pull away from me. I could see Verissa looking at me with an impatient gaze, holding some sort of small wooden container. What are you doing? I was hiding. What a fine job you did of it. She scoffs, waiting for Ranok to join us. As he closes the doors behind him, he regards his friends with an expectant gaze. Well, what is the plan? Actually, you know what? That is a great place to end it. I'm going to cut it just a few seconds short. Yeah, that is a great place to end it. Okay, I'm going to save it right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to the next video. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!